Okay, here we go. Hi everyone, welcome to episode 51. I'm your host, Sarah Stevens. Thank you all for joining me again. If you are, thank you for hanging out. Welcome new viewers. Gosh, today is Sunday, September 19th. 2021. I am coming to you from Spokane, Washington. It is a super windy day today. It's kind of a nice change of pace though, because all weekend long, pretty much all day Friday and then all day Saturday, it just poured down raining here. So we needed it. We needed it like no one's business, but it just made me exhausted and tired. And we had soccer both of those days in the rain. And so it was nice today to just to have it just be breezy and not raining. It is overcast. The clouds keep coming and going, so I'm not sure how well the lighting is going to hold up. I have changed where my camera angle is quite a few times, and we're just sticking with this one and hoping for the best. So here we are. I guess I should tell you about my week. You can hear my daughter talking in the background. I think she's making plans. Anyways, so my week was crazy. It was crazy busy. On Wednesday I had, well, let's start with Tuesday night. Tuesday night I woke up and I had all of these emails and I was half asleep. It was probably like 11 o'clock at night, and I see all these emails on my phone, and they're regarding soccer. And one of the emails had these funny characters next to the name, and so I immediately thought it was spam. I thought somebody was hacking my account. And so I deleted it. And then on Wednesday morning, I get to work, and I notice at about 1 o'clock, I start getting all of these emails coming through again. It's just this reply after reply after reply, and I finally was like, what the heck is this about? So I open it up and come to find out it's all about soccer, and I don't know any of the names on the email chain. I can't figure out what club it's affiliated with here in Spokane. So I finally scroll down and I find the name of the coach, and I find his phone number, and I thought, well, I'm just going to give him a call and see if this was not by accident. And so I give him a call and I find out, nope, for sure, my son was placed on a soccer team, and tonight was Wednesday, was the very first practice. They were having practice on Wednesday and Friday, and then their first game was on Saturday. So it was just a crazy whirlwind from there. He went to practice. I got him there, which is a half an hour drive from our house. I get off at 5. By the time I get home, it's 5:30. He had to be to practice by 6. We did soccer practice until 7:30. And then the dress I had ordered to wear for a wedding that I was going to be at and doing hair for on Thursday was not going to come in time. So I went to Target, picked up an outfit. We didn't get home until after 9 o'clock at night. And then woke up the next morning. I got my middle kiddo to school, and I hit the road to this wedding that was an hour and a half away in Priest Lake, Hills Resort, actually. And I'm drinking tea, by the way. My favorite tea. Well, my favorite bagged tea. It's Good Earth, sweet and spicy. So I make it, I drive the hour and a half there. I get everybody's hair done that's in the wedding party that I'm supposed to be doing hair for, which, if I might say, they all turned out beautiful. And I can't wait for all the pictures to come back because I did not get any pictures. I ended up having too many glasses of wine and could not drive home, which was my plan. And I had to work the next day. So somebody drove me home. Somebody else drove me there in the morning at 5 o'clock in the morning to pick up my car and make it home in time and get my kid to school. And then we had practice on Friday night, and then a soccer game ended up being at 8 o'clock in the morning. We had to be on the field by 7:15. It's a 45-minute drive from our house. So you can see where this is going. It has been go, 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 go since Wednesday. But here we are. We survived the week. It was a fantastic week. The wedding was beautiful. The bride was absolutely stunning. Everything was just the way it should be. So, in the midst of all of this, I really have not gotten a whole lot of knitting and crocheting done. But I want to show you my progress so far, if you're here for that. I can't believe it's only been 6 minutes. And I feel like I've been talking a million miles a minute already. So, yeah, let's talk about what I've been working on. I'm working on weaving in ends to one of my socks. I did get one, and I'm going to say a half of my socks done for this pair. If you were here for last episode, you'll know that I just started this pair of socks. And I was using an old scrap, basically just an old ball, and I knew that I'd used it on something else, and so I'm gonna have to weave in ends, but it's okay. So I got one done. Now again, this skein of yarn is from Nicole of Hugh Loco. I believe this is a Grocery Girls inspired colorway from one of their sock sets. I think it's gorgeous. Yeah. There we go. So I did 64 stitches. I ended up doing 20 rounds for the cuff, 60 for the leg, drop stitch heel, and I only did for 16 slip stitches. I did 60, and then I decreased for the toe. So we'll see, but sock number 1 is done. And here I am on sock number 2. So I'm almost done with the drop stitch heel. And I just love how it's turning out. I broke my nail. I don't know. Yeah, it's catching on everything, and it's down far enough that I can't even cut it off. It's driving me crazy. So I've got the leg done. I'm working on the heel, and I'm gonna have these guys done by next week. I'm hoping to have them done sooner, but I also have some other things that I'm working on too. And you know, part of the reason why I didn't get as much knitting done is because in the beginning of the week I actually had this really great idea to work on a new DK weight sock pattern, and I got halfway through and I did not like it at all. So, okay, the next thing that I was working on, last thing. So last week I showed you my sock, and then let me move this. Move those out of the way. I'm distracted. I can hear my daughter in the background. It always distracts me. Okay, so last week I told you I wanted to make sure that I got through like 14 rounds on this blanket, and I got through where is it? 1. I got through 1 round. Also, I am so surprised none of you pointed this out. I have been calling this my hexagon blanket since day 1. Since I cast this stupid thing on, I've been calling it a hexagon, And when I held it up to show you guys last week, I paused for a second because I thought, it's not a hexagon. And it's not. You guys, it's a pentagon. I like messed up. Look at that. It's a pentagon. It's not a hexagon. It's not that it matters. Pentagons have 5 sides. Hexagons have 6 sides. This has 5 sides. It is a pentagon. How stupid. So I only made it around once. I wanted to get through the sparkly color and the blue color, and I didn't at all. I didn't even come close. So I don't know. I'm not going to put any more work on that tonight. I have new things that I started pulling out to work on, and so I kind of want to talk to you about those projects and also ask for your advice. So as some of you guys know, I did start the Harry Potter knit-along group on Ravelry, and we have, I want to say, close to 50 participants now, which is so fun. And so if you want to join in on the fun, pop on over to that Ravelry group and we'll get you sorted into a house. It's going to be pretty relaxed. I'm not going to lie. I don't have the ambition to have a billion different crazy rules. I just want most people to have fun, enjoy their time, hopefully get some knitting done, crochet done, and some projects off the needles. That's kind of the plan. Make some new friends and just enjoy themselves. So for the month of October, right now, there are 3 main threads that you're going to see on there. I do have a Mrs. Weasley's Scrappy Blanket one challenge, and whips are allowed. So if you have some scrappy blanket hanging around that has at least 5, this confused people, 5 different scraps. Doesn't have to be the same weight of yarn. It could be the same weight of yarn. But just 5 different scraps. I originally put 5 different yarns because that's where my brain was at, but 5 different scraps is fine. If they're not scraps and you're using 5 full whole skeins, whatever. It's just 5 different ones. Whips are allowed. You can start working on them right now, I guess is my point, right? And that challenge is going to be up through December. So you can earn your house a lot of points if you get your scrappy blanket off the needles or the hook. So kind of a great incentive to get that done before Christmas time, which is what I'm doing for me also. Challenge, the second like fun challenge that's not like a main challenge is the Dobby socks challenge. And that one is you can just knit socks and put it in there and win points for your house. I'm an avid sock knitter. That's why I wanted that challenge. It is going to run all 3 months. As far as the main challenge goes, that challenge is only going to run from October 1st until October 31st. October 1st until October 31st, and it cannot be a whip. No whips are allowed for that one. It is a Weasley jumper challenge. The only thing that I ask is that it not be a child-sized sweater that you're trying to knit, right? It needs to be some sort of an adult sweater. I don't care if it has sleeves, if it's short sleeve, long sleeve, cropped, not cropped, boxy, not boxy, top down, bottom up, cardigan, pullover. Just can't be a baby sweater, right? Because that's not fair. I will tell you that as far as main challenges go, October is going to be the hardest challenge, and it's going to decrease from there on. So November will not be nearly as involved as October, and December even less so involved. And I did that on purpose because you're going to be starting to amp up on Christmas knitting probably come November, and especially during December. And so I really wanted this challenge in October to give you a chance to do something for yourself, and before you start focusing on everybody else, and to maybe just get a sweater during fall season if this is fall season for you. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense. I do have some other really fun little challenges, just fun little things to do that I'm just going to kind of sprinkle in throughout. I have had so many people come forward about prizes, so we're going to have more prizes than we know what to do with, which is incredible. That's a great problem to have. Problem. I said I drug that out. That was funny. So I want to show you the other two things that I pulled out, because the minute that I had decided that I wanted to do this blanket challenge, I knew that I had my own blankets that have just been hanging out forever. So I have 3 that I've pulled out that I really want to focus on. So I thought I'd share them with you, and in their funny stages that they are. Let's talk about this one first. I started this blanket a couple years ago. I intended to give this to my dad for a Christmas present, and so that's the main focus right now, is to get through this so I can give it to him for his recliner as a Christmas gift. Funny story about it as well is when I originally purchased all the yarn for this, I didn't purchase enough of a couple of the colors, and I always said that I was going to go back and get more, but then I lost all of the bands. So I'm just going to work with what I've got, and it is what it is. He's not going to really notice anything different. He's not going to know the difference. I'm going to know the difference. You guys are going to know the difference, but he's not. And truthfully, I don't know that he'll care. So anyways, I started the Hue Shift Afghan. There we go. And I really don't have that much to go on it. This Afghan is supposed to be 4 different panels. I am making this more of just like a lap blanket size. And so I'm only doing one of the 4 panels, and I'm going to finish it all off and put a giant border on it. So when it's all said and done, I'm going to decide, which I think I'm going to go with like a dark gray, and do a border in dark gray all the way around. But here's my dilemma here, and you're gonna see it, and maybe you'll notice, maybe you won't, but the first is actually right here with this square. I ran out of the color that was supposed to be here. It was supposed to be this oatmeal color that's in here. It was supposed to be an oatmeal solid square right there, but I ran out, so I just added another one of these blues. I've already have one down here, so I'm reusing it again. But you know what, like I said, he's not going to know the difference. It's not going to matter. It'll be fine. I have all of these left to go in the colors, and it'll go up to that. So when this is all said and done, minus the border, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 6 by 9. I feel like that's going to be the perfect lap size blanket for him, for the back of his recliner. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I hope to have that finished well before December. This is one of the main ones that I'm going to focus on now. It's out of worsted weight. I'm using Cascade 220, and I don't know if the pattern calls for a US 7 4.5 millimeter needle, but that's what I'm using. And my squares are 22 stitches by 22 stitches. That's my initial block, and then I just decrease from there. This is just a basic mitered square pattern, and it's called the Hue Shift Afghan. So I didn't map it out, but my goal is to work on this blanket for now, and then to have this be one of the very first ones that comes off my needles in October. You know, even if it's October 1st. It's not going to be October 1st, but even if it is, it would still technically count. Okay, next blanket that I'm working on is this granny square one. And I don't even know if I'm doing this completely right. It's dirty. It's fine. So I started piecing this together a little bit. So like you'll see like these big gaps because I haven't crocheted this way along them. But I've got this whole thing filled of the solid and semi-solid colors. And then I've got these that I'm working on, and I'm just putting the border on so they're like this, and then I'm connecting them. I purchased years ago now. I purchased during Christmas time. It was like a sheep geese cotton little mini skein pack, and I don't remember where I purchased. Oh, it was like Loopy U, I think. I don't remember 100% though, but I purchased that in the hopes of doing this. Now, I've never done a crochet blanket like this before, where you're crocheting pieces and then attaching them, so I don't even know if I'm doing this correctly at all. But the goal is to then hopefully have this pattern, these all done, you know, by November, which would be huge. So that way I can focus on that pentagon one for the month of December. We'll see if it happens. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it'll be a fun, colorful little Afghan to just fold up and, you know, have in my living room as something cozy to curl up in. So, and then I'll hopefully be able to get a couple of these blankets, you know, off my, like out of my bins and out of my bags, and it'll be good. The other thing that I really want to cast onto, and I might do it before October, is I really have been wanting to make like a sock head hat. I don't know where those needles are, but if I can find them, I think I'm going to cast onto one. I just have this urge to just want to work on one, whether it ends up being for anybody or not. So I feel like that's going to be kind of my planning. Aside from my sweater, I tucked all that yarn away, and I plan to not even try and pull it out until the last day of this month, because I don't want to be tempted to cast that on. So I don't know. Somebody asked me if I would do a sock knitting tutorial on here sometime, like do a little video on how to do socks, and I feel like that would be easy. So if that is something you guys are all interested in, let me know. Otherwise, if it seems to just be more of a personal thing, then maybe I'll just set up like, I don't know, a Zoom meeting, and we can go through knitting socks. I think that could be lots of fun. I know that they're intimidating. At first, I was so intimidated by them, but they're one of my favorite things to knit. So I can't imagine not having a pair of socks on the needles now. I think they're just fantastic. So, well, anywho, this week is going to be crazy. My oldest daughter starts school on Monday, tomorrow. And it's such a weird feeling to have a kid in college, I will tell you that. I'm excited for her. I'm nervous for her. So it'll be good. And then my son is, clearly he's doing soccer and he'll have another game next weekend. Thankfully, the early games are gone. There's no more early games. That was the earliest it was going to be. I'm okay with that. It's good. What else can I talk to you guys about? I feel kind of less organized because the last week I was able to podcast in the morning and then we just had so much going on. Obviously, I didn't get to podcast until now. And so it's like right before dinner time. And I feel a little scattered, but that's okay. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk to you guys about. As far as show notes go, I just did brief show notes in my Ravelry group, in the Grace and Wool Hello Grace Ravelry group, and I think I'm going to stick with doing show notes there. I don't think I'm going to put show notes on YouTube. I think it's a lot more complicated to do it on both places, so I'm not going to do that. Also, I did want to clarify that both groups are completely different. So I do not plan to host any Harry Potter anything in my Grace and Wool Hello Grace group. I do plan to host other knit-alongs and things like that are not Harry Potter related in that group. So if that's something that you're interested in and it's not so much Harry Potter, that's the best place for you to be. What else? Oh, you know what? Speaking of stash, I have a question for you guys. I started kind of looking through a lot of my stash, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to get through some of it. And I'm wondering if you all use the Ravelry tool. I've never actually used the stash tool on Ravelry efficiently. Like, I've started and then it just didn't ever, like, I never kept it up, a lot like my project pages. So I'm wondering if that is something you guys utilize, and if it is, if you could just tell me more about it. Like, do you like it? Oh, also, regarding the Harry Potter knit-along, I wanted to let you know, if you choose to use any of my patterns for any of the challenges, then you get double points. So that's kind of a little bit of incentive to try those out if you haven't, or even if you just have them in your library and are wanting to knit them. Yeah, you'll earn your house double points for those, which I thought was kind of fun. So, anywho, I think that's it for the day, you guys. I know I'm going to think of more things that I wanted to tell you, but I can't off the top of my head. So, it's raining. I just mentioned how I was so happy that today it wasn't raining, and I just looked out there and it's pouring down raining right now. Oh well. So anyways, I'm gonna launch off here for now. I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. I hope that you are enjoying football, if that is something that you like to watch. I know my husband is downstairs watching it right now, so that's really fun for him. I enjoy being around football. I love going to football games, but it's not something that I necessarily have a favorite team for and follow, although maybe that'll change at some point. I'm not sure. But I hope you're having a good Sunday. I hope it's relaxing. I'm going to clean up here in just a few minutes and then start dinner. We're having Thai chicken lettuce wraps. It's a really pretty easy recipe. So, if that's something you're interested in, I might pop that in somewhere, maybe in show notes on the Ravelry page. But it's so easy. I mean, I don't even know why I would need to. You basically just cook chicken. I like the General Tao's Thai peanut sauce, and you'll cook the chicken and shred it up and add that to it. And then I just use butter lettuce, and you basically put your shredded chicken in there, some shredded carrots, cilantro, slivered almonds if you like them, and then those little, they're like chow mein noodles. You can add those too if you like them. And then you wrap it up, and that's it. And so it seems to be like a really big hit at our house. The kids can put their stuff in it, they eat it, it's healthy, it goes fast. There's usually very little leftovers, which I love that too. So I think we're having that for dinner. I know we're having that for dinner. I'm excited about that. I did get some cleaning done. I need to get some more laundry done. And so other than that, I don't have a whole lot else planned. I hope that I'm going to have some more content for you guys next week. I feel like I'm going to. I do have this special pair of socks that I do want to cast onto really bad. So as soon as those ones are done, I'm probably going to cast onto a skein. It's beautiful. I've been wanting to cast onto it for a while. I bought these Hue Loco 50 gram mini skeins, and I want to make a couple pair of shorty socks with those so badly it's not even funny. In fact, I bought them specifically to not share. So they're just gonna be mine. So I'm really excited to cast those on. So, all right, guys. Well, I've yacked at you too much already. I'm gonna let you go. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you soon next week. Bye.